Hey, everybody, and welcome to Crushing Land. Happy to be here with you guys today and just talking a little bit about mindset today, having the right drive, having the right triggers, having the right catalyst, whatever it may be called. And we're going to talk a little bit about those differences and how to help with them, because a lot of people get involved with investing because of that catalyst, because of that why. But then they fail. Why is that the case? Well, let's look at it from just the perspective of anything in life. Say you're a guy and you're a smoker and you want to stop smoking. What's the reason that you want to stop smoking? Probably better health, right? You want to have good health, so you want to stop smoking because of that. Or say you're a woman and it's early in the year and you're thinking about beach season down the road and you're like, man, I want to fit in that bathing suit, right? So you might say, well, I got to lose weight. Those are whys, right? I want to have better health. I want to fit into a bathing suit. But those are not triggers that are going to help you get there. That's why so many people fail in all of these different things. People make, New Year's resolutions and things like that all the time, and they put this stuff out there and they're great about it for a few weeks, and then they fail. Why? Because they lose that motivation. They don't have that why. They have that why behind them, but they don't have anything beyond that. And that's why you need to have triggers. And the triggers need to be personal. So, for example, if you were a smoker and you wanted to get into better health, what would be some triggers along the way to keep you going, right? Maybe you start feeling better as you're going along a little bit. You don't have perfect health yet, but I don't cough as much, right? I sleep better. I breathe better, whatever it may be. You're focusing on those triggers along the way. Or maybe you're on that weight loss journey. It's not the end result that keeps people going. Sometimes it is a little, but for most people, it's the small things along the way, the triggers, right? You need to sit there and you're like, oh man, I feel better. Again, I'm sleeping better. I can see a little bit of a difference. You might not lose weight right away, but you can start feeling, man, I feel good, right? I can see it in my face. It's like everything else is just kind of falling into place. Those triggers along the way help you reach the ultimate goal. The same is true in investing. The same is true in business. The only way that you're going to be successful is if you have triggers. Those triggers are going to continue you in the business. They're going to continue you with being consistent. They're going to continue you in all different aspects. I preach up and down, consistency, volume, right? You've all heard me say that. Anybody that's listened to anything I've done hears me say that all the time. But you need something that pushes you into being consistent in order to, and having the volume increase. People talk about money all the time and like all this better life and all of that, but that's not really true. A lot of people make a bunch of money and then they use it and then they just kind of get disillusioned. And part of that is because you're still working, right? You're still putting things into place. And yes, the money's good, but you still got to be out there being pushed in order to consistently be reaching out to people, in order to consistently send letters, to keep making offers, to putting properties in different places, all the different things that are involved in this business that either you or somebody that works for you or VA or whatever are doing, you need to be pushed to do those. So different triggers affect you, which is one of the reasons that we always tell people, celebrate the small victories, because that's a trigger. So what does that mean? Well, you have a deal, your first deal, and you make a $5,000 profit. Not huge. Fine. Not huge. We tell people all the time, reinvest that money. Yes, absolutely. Reinvest that money to keep going. But take some of it and have some fun. Go out for a nice dinner, right? Go do something. That trigger, go to a game, go to a concert, whatever it may be that you wouldn't normally do. Use those things, because that trigger is going to be what motivates you to keep going. Man, I really love that, right? And then the next time, do the same thing. Not the same thing, but do something similar. Have something there that you're celebrating. So like, for example, with us, we love to travel. People follow us, they see that all the time. We travel all these different places, and a lot of the places that we go, it's not cheap. It's not cheap to go there. And so we have this vacation set up here, and then we have another vacation set up here. And then, right now, as I'm recording this, we have like 3 or 4 vacations already planned out. Some of them are paid for in full. Other ones we need to pay for, whatever it may be. But we realize what's involved in that. Wanting to have that lifestyle, wanting to be able to continue to travel, wanting to be able to continue to enjoy those things, wanting to be able to continue to support that. That's our trigger, right? I don't want to stop doing those things. So what does that make me do? It makes me run my business. And I'm happy about doing it. So, and it's different for every person. But again, it's getting out of just that big why. People talk about all the time about why. You know, oh, I need $100,000 and it would make my life better. And that's nice. But it's not going to be what pushes you, right? You need to be celebrating the small victories along the way. You need to have those points. You need to have, again, those triggers that matter to you. And that in turn is going to help you keep going down the road. So like, for example, in our program, we give everybody the information on how to do this, right? We show you guys how to do step-by-step and how to run this successful business. But the motivation aspect, the trigger aspect, that is in your life. You're the one that determines that because it's different for each person. It may be taking care of somebody. It may be traveling. Like I said, it may be going to some event. It may be amazing dinners. It could be any different thing. It could be paying off a big debt, you know, and again, you might sit there and be like, I want to pay off this huge, enormous debt. Well, you know what? You might not be able to do it all at once. But how good are you going to feel if you pay a big chunk of it? You get a big deal done. Boom, big chunk, paid off. Now there's your trigger, right? Do another one, pay off another big chunk, right? And you keep doing that, and all of a sudden that big gigantic debt, smaller, and gone. All different things for different people. But again, this is hugely important to you. You need to have these things in your mind. You need to know what they are. These triggers in your mind that are going to move you from one to the next, saying like, I don't want to give this up. I don't want to give up paying down this huge debt in big. I don't want to go back to paying small amounts and taking years to do it. I want to do this much quicker. I want to pay big chunks. I want to go on multiple trips a year. I want to go to all these different areas, right? I want to have seats on the glass at the hockey game 3 times a year, whatever it is. Everybody's different, right? Whatever it may be, have those triggers that are helping you along. And then from there, you're going to notice that you're going to be consistent. You're going to keep the volume going because it's not going to be about the money. Yes, the money is going to be good and the money is what's allowing these things, but it's going to be about the enjoyment in your life, your quality of life, all of those things. And that's what's going to make a difference. So keep those things in mind. Keep your triggers in mind. Keep what's actually moving your emotions along, and then you're going to see a huge difference in your business life and in getting more land deals done and just being able to really grow your business exponentially.